What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. The Lakers still need defense. They still need that dominance. They still need to find some dominance somewhere, for them if they're going to contend for a championship, or if they're going to think to even, should I say, contend for the playoffs. But at the same time, they definitely need defense in order to do that. So my point is, if they're going to try to make the playoffs and be a better team, they need to, find even more defensive pieces if they can. And, one player I think that they should re-sign or look into, once again, is Avery Bradley. I feel like Avery Bradley, he is not, maybe the player he was about 4 or 5 years ago, or 3-4 years ago in the league. I still think he can play defense. I still think he's a good 3-and-D guy. I don't think, like I said, I don't think he has, or should I say, I don't think his stock is as high as it was a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. But still, I still think he is a very good, scrappy type guy on defense. And like I said, he can knock down a big three if he's in the corner or in the elbow, which is really where he prefers to shoot from. So, if I were the Clippers, I still would, if I were the Lakers, I still would actually look into him as being, one of the, the pieces that they can use to help them win. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, they need all the defense that they can get. It's not really a situation of where, they need to keep getting or try to add more offensive talent, because I know they're trying to add Kyrie and all these other reports and stuff that you see, but the defense is really what's going to set them apart. That's what's going to help them win. So if they really want to win, then to me, they have to find a way to, keep, if they feel like they have any good defensive pieces, you keep them and you add on to it, because it definitely wasn't enough to help you get over the hump this past season. It was, just enough to fill a roster spot, and that's not good enough. The Lakers have to be a championship team, and that's it. There's no other way. So if I were the Lakers, I definitely would try to re-sign somebody like Avery Bradley. I definitely would try to get him, acclimate with the team once again, because like I said, he still can play defense. He still can actually help on the defensive end, and like I said, knock down a big three if needed. I still think he can do that. And besides, at this point, who else do they really have to go out there and look for to get to actually fill that type of 3-and-D guy role that can play it, very well, or play it, good enough for them to excel as a team? Because you always need that 3-and-D guy on pretty much every championship team. Has always had one guy that can just go out there and knock down a three and actually, play some really good defense, solid defense. So when you play a team that has a mega superstar on there, you can at least slow them down a little bit, maybe not a lot, but a little bit sometimes is all you need. That gets you over the hump. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Avery Bradley could slow anybody down now, because he's not like 38 or 35 years old. He's only 31 years old, but it seemed like he's been in the league a lot longer than, what people might think, so, it's to me, I feel like he's somebody they should re-sign, because looking at their roster now, they kind of need to fill that void of that 3-and-D guy who can actually, be versatile on defense on the floor, and actually guard position maybe 1 through 3, 1 through 4, like Avery Bradley once could, and actually knock down big shots. Because that's kind of almost what they had kind of sort of in KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And I thought he was a huge part of the reason why they won the championship about 2 years ago in the bubble, because, he was a 3-and-D guy. He can, scrap on defense, but he also can go out there and knock down big threes in the corner and in the elbow, almost just like Avery Bradley does. And they had a little bit of that in Alex Caruso too, because he can play defense. He's almost like a 3-and-D guy too. So, I feel like the Lakers miss those type of guys. Those type of guys fit the Lakers, team very well. They always did. So, in my mind, they definitely need somebody like him. Now, I don't think, they're definitely not going to get Alex Caruso again. I think KCP is out the way. I think his name came up a couple weeks ago as a potential, and I believe I spoke on him a little bit, but that's pretty much as far as it went, with him. I don't think that's going to go any further now. I think that that's pretty much over with there. So, I mean, hey, it to me, unless they got some other options out there, I don't see any other way, any other like 3-and-D guys they can use that actually help them or actually fit with them better. Because really, like I said, it's all about fit. It's all about, does a team have the right pieces that fit together if they're trying to win a championship? It's not really about, anything else. It's about that fit. It's about that chemistry. If you don't see that by now, with Russell Westbrook and everything that they have going on, then, you got to be blind, because it's all about that fit. So the fit has to be there, and it has to coincide with what they're trying to do and the team that they have. And LeBron definitely always benefits off 3-and-D guys, because LeBron drives to the basket a lot, and he likes to have more open lanes to the basket. So if you got 3-and-D guys out there, it definitely opens up more lanes for him, because, the guy plays defense and stands in the corner or stands on the perimeter waiting for the opportunity to catch and shoot. And that's what LeBron likes, because that gives him more one-on-one opportunities going to the rim, but it also gives other guys like 3-and-D guys like Avery Bradley more opportunities to get more high percentage shots, because LeBron's going to draw a double team. Anthony Davis is going to draw a double team. Russell Westbrook's going to draw a double team at times. So I mean that, when Russell Westbrook's driving to the paint, he'll draw a double team anyway. So, but that goes a long way. So that's my point. Like when you're looking at this team, and the Lakers, they have to have that versatility. And to me, Avery Bradley still can bring that. Now he only averaged about 6-7 points last year, maybe with a couple rebounds. But, like I said, he might not be quite the player he was, but he wouldn't be asked to do much on the Lakers except really play defense and keep it solid on that end. And whatever he provides on offense is an additional. So, I mean, honestly, the Lakers really should think about re-signing him, because I feel like Darvin Ham can utilize him a lot better maybe than Frank Vogel did. Or utilize him a lot better in the system that Darvin Ham is trying to create. So, I mean, I think they definitely need to add him, because they don't really have anybody else to add at this point who can play defense. I think they need to kind of jump off the Kyrie train and all that other type stuff that's going on, because that's more speculation than it is actually reality. So until it becomes reality, the Lakers need to look elsewhere and try to figure out what else they can do to, better themselves as a team and better themselves as a whole, so they can, possibly, be a much better team than what they were last year. At least make the play-in tournament, or at least make the playoffs, I should say, because with 3 top 75 players, you can't go out the way they did last year 2 years in a row. So I mean, defense is credible. It's huge for them, and I definitely think that's the area they need to look in beyond any other position or any other area on the floor, because that's the most glaring area for the Lakers. That was their biggest weakness. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.